Okay, guys, so you're just gonna need to have the little ball on hand beside you, have your props available, and then just have your mat out. You're not gonna need anything else specific today. So we're gonna start lying on our stomachs to begin with. So just come and lie down, and you can just leave the little ball to one side, but have it nearby. And you're going to separate your legs quite wide apart. You still want it to feel comfortable. And it doesn't matter how your feet flop. So my feet, my heels roll out. If you actually have quite strong external rotation like a ballerina, then maybe your heels drop in, but wherever they want to go. And then overlap one hand on top of the other. Rest your head down onto your hands, and then just shrug your shoulders up and down a few times. And then let your shoulders settle wherever they want to. So oftentimes we cue people to pull your shoulders away from your ears. Don't even worry about that right now. Let your shoulders hunch up if that's where they want to naturally go. And then do a little bit of a rocking from side to side with your pelvis, just so that you start to release your lumbar spine and your hip flexors. And then settle your pelvis in the center. Close your eyes if they're not closed already. And with your lips sealed, you're going to breathe in and out through the nose. And oftentimes when we focus on our breathing, we're lying on our backs or we're sitting upright. So this is a little bit different now, because you're going to get all kinds of feedback with your breathing on the front of your body against the floor. So as you breathe in, notice how your front ribs expand and almost push gently in towards the floor. And as you breathe out, notice how your ribs gently close and narrow. Just slowing your breathing down gently. And staying as you are, bring your awareness now down to your belly, towards your abdominals. And as you breathe in, do you notice that your belly gently pushes in towards the ground? And as you breathe out, notice how there's a sensation almost of flattening the belly. And it happens naturally. You almost don't need to do any work. Just notice the sensations as you breathe. And just taking one more inhale and exhale here. And then on your next breath, you're going to tuck your toes under. So you might need to bring your knees and feet just a little bit closer, but tuck your toes under. And you want to firm up your bum, firm up your abs to anchor your pelvis. And then just pick up the right knee. So you're going to straighten the right leg. Your toes are still on the floor, so you're pushing out through the heel of the foot, and then release that knee and thigh back down. And now the left leg. Straightening the knee, anchor your pelvis, and then releasing it back down. And now just keep alternating, right, left, right, left. So as you extend the knee, and there's energy out through the heel of the foot, you're working your thigh muscle, your quadricep, but because your pelvis is anchored to the ground, you might feel that they're starting to open and release the front of the pelvis here, the hip flexor. And just taking two more. And taking one more. And release. Allow your feet to stretch all the way out again. And now taking your hands, placing your hands just beside your shoulders. And today we want the elbows down. We're not going to lift them up right now. Hover the tip of your nose and again, firm up the gluteals. Create a little bit of space along your spine. And we're going to inhale to come up into a baby cobra. Keep it half the size of what you think it should be. And exhale to release back down. And again, we're going to inhale, sending your breastbone forward. And we're going to exhale and release. Taking 3 more. Use your breath to guide your movement. Last 2. Your head is merely following the line of your spine. So you don't have to throw your head back and you don't have to keep your head dropped. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, releasing all the way down. Now taking that little massage ball, doesn't matter which side you do, I'm going to do my left side first. Place the ball just at the front of your shoulder, not on the bone itself, just a little bit to the inside of the shoulder. Rest your head on your hand, right hand, and your left arm goes down the side. So the ball's under the left side for me and my left arm is down the side. Palm facing up. And you're simply going to lift your arm up behind you and release it back down. So we're letting the ball grip the fascia at the front of the shoulder. And then as we take our arm backwards, we're getting a little bit of a release on that connective tissue. And we're just going to take 2 more. Doesn't matter how high you lift the arm. Make it feel good for you. 1 more. And then bring your arm down and just hover it beside you. Start to open your arm a little out to the side, and you still have the palm of your hand facing up, and then bring it back in. And again, taking your hand just a little bit out to the side, and bring it back in, and we're going to do 2 more. Feel free to move that ball at any point if you think it's not in the right spot. Now bring your arm a little bit out to the side and hold it there. Turn the hand so your palm is facing down. And then turn and let your hand face back up again. So as you turn your palm down, you're actually doing external rotation of the shoulder. And then as you turn the palm of your hand up, you're going into internal shoulder rotation. 2 more. Palm down and release back up. Last 1. Turning the palm down. Turning palm up. Bringing your hand all the way in. And then just take the ball out before you do the other side. Overlap one hand on top of the other. Rest your head down. Relax your shoulders. Close your eyes. Flop your feet. And just do a little reassessment of how your shoulders and the front of your body are feeling right now. And then on your next breath, switch over to the other side. So take the little ball, place it underneath the shoulder. I'm doing my right side this time. Left hand is underneath my forehead. Right hand reaching down beside me, palm facing up. And we're going to lift your arm. So this is a little bit of shoulder extension. And depending on where you're tight, you might feel that you're getting this release in a couple of different muscles. So it might be your pec major, which is your big chest muscle. It could be pec minor, slightly smaller muscle. It could be your biceps. It could even be some of those deeper shoulder muscles like the rotator cuff or the front of the shoulder, the deltoid. So just notice how it feels on the side in comparison. Last one, bring your arm down just to hover and hold it there. And now take your arm just a little bit out to the side, a little bit away from you, and bring it back in. So remember, you've still got the palm of your hand facing upwards. Connect your movement into your breath. And at any point, if you feel that your lower back is taking strain, then just remember to tighten up abdominals, tighten up gluteals, maybe move your legs a bit. Take your arm a little bit out to the side and hold it there. Rotate the palm of your hand to face down. And then rotate the palm of your hand to face up. And again, turn the palm of your hand down. And up again. Let's take two more. External shoulder rotation. Internal shoulder rotation. Last one. Turn the palm of your hand up. Bring your hand in. And then relax. You're going to take the ball out. Overlap hands. Rest your head. Flop your feet. And once again, just take a moment to observe what is happening on the front of your body, on the front of your shoulders. And for some people, there's a very intense release, and for other people, it doesn't really register. So there's no right or wrong. Just a good chance for you to notice your own body. Now, when you're ready, take the ball, and now you're going to place it in the center of your chest. So more or less where your heart is. And bend your elbows again. Round your spine over the ball and let your head settle. And then do a little bit of a rolling from side to side. So this can be uncomfortable. It shouldn't feel painful though. And we're just releasing that connective tissue down the sternum. Move the ball if you need to. And then center yourself and hold. Activate gluteals, stretch your legs long, ready to come into baby cobra again. We're going to inhale to come up. And it's a feeling of nudging the ball forward with your breastbone. And then breathe out as you release and let yourself actually round over again. And again, inhale. Nudge the ball forward. Don't lift off the ball. And release. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. And release. Taking the ball out. Once again, overlap hands. Rest your head down. Let your legs flop and just feel. So that for me is a much stronger release than under my shoulders. I can definitely feel that there's been a big shift just along the front of my arms, the front of my chest, ribs. And just take a nice easy inhale. Exhale as you just slide your hands under your shoulders, this time with the elbows poking up. Firm up your abs and see if you can push yourself up onto your hands and knees, and then bring your knees underneath you. Spread your fingers out and get your wrists in a happy place. Start rounding your spine up towards the sky. And then lengthen your spine, and we're only going to come to neutral right now. So you're not going into full extension here, just to neutral. And again, round. And lengthen. Energy through crown, energy through tail. 2 more. Lifting through your abs. And lengthen. 1 more time. Round your spine. Coming just back to neutral and hold it here. Tuck your toes under. A little bit of a toe stretch that we've been doing. Move your hips back. Get a little bit of weight onto your feet so you can really stretch out the bottoms of your feet, and then release all the way back to the front. Releasing your feet back, you're going to take that little ball, and again, doesn't matter which side you do, I'm doing my left side first. Pop the ball underneath your shin, and then start rolling up and down the ball. And ideally, we want to be able to make it all the way from the knee down towards the ankle and the foot. So if you need to change the position that you're in or where the ball is, go for it. Go a little bit to the inside of the shin, a little bit to the outside of the shin. Get all those sensitive points. And then release. Move the ball over to the right side. And again, roll up and down. So this is that muscle called the tibialis. We've spoken about it before. And this tension along the front of the shin bone here is oftentimes called shin splints. The official name is compartmental syndrome. But it's a tightening of all the connective tissue around these muscles. And for some people, especially if you run, it can get quite sore. So again, make sure that this is feeling good. It shouldn't feel like it's torture, right? And then release. Just slide the ball over towards the side again. And just one more time, tuck your toes under. You might notice that you can actually get your toes under more now. And sit back into your toe stretch. Getting a little bit of a release again around the soles of your feet. And then coming all the way forward. Release your feet out. Take your right arm, extend it out towards the side. Coming into your threaded needle. Resting your head, resting your arm on the floor. Stay here for a moment. And we're going to slide the left arm overhead now. So we're getting that release along the lats, getting that lovely rotation through the thoracic spine, through the neck, the cervical spine. And just an opportunity to breathe into it. One more breath in and out. Slide that left hand in. Come all the way up and reach the right arm out towards the side. Turn your head and look at your right thumb. And then start opening up across the chest as you lift that right hand up. It doesn't matter how high you come. Focus on your arms extending from the center of your chest and then releasing all the way back down. Extend left arm out. Hold it for a moment. Coming into a threaded needle. Rest your head. Rest your arm. And then when you're ready, slide the right arm overhead. Just stay here for a moment as you breathe. Getting that little release along the back of the shoulder, between the shoulder blades, depending on where you're tight. Bring that right hand all the way in. Press yourself up, coming onto all fours. Turn and look at your left thumb, and again, open up. Lifting up through the fingertips, pressing down into the right hand. Take a breath, and then exhale, and releasing it all the way back down. Tuck your toes under. One more toe stretch. Move your hips back. This should be hopefully feeling quite nice and easy now, or easier. And come forward, and this time keep your toes tucked under, ready to hover the knees. Breathing out as you bring your knees just up off the mat. Energy through crown, energy through tail, finding some stability, finding strength in your breath. And then when you're ready, release your knees down, release your feet back, round your spine into a single cat stretch, round up. Move your hips halfway back. Hold it here. Pop up onto the tips of your fingers. Hold it here. And let's do 5 gentle pulses. One more. Slide your fingertips in towards your knees. Roll all the way upright. Take a moment just to find your balance here. Give yourself padding underneath your knees if you need. Inhale to reach all the way up. And exhale to bring your arms all the way back down. 2 more times. Inhale, reaching up. Feel your ribs lift and expand. And exhale, releasing it all the way down. 1 more time, breathing in. And this time, interlock your fingers and exhale to bring your hands just behind your head. So you have a little bit of resistance between your hands and your head. On your next breath, see if you can just step your right foot forward and then step your right leg back. Left leg, step it forward. Step it back. Now keep going at your own pace. And see if you can start to smooth the movement out. Feel the back of your head gently pushing into your hands. How quiet can you make this movement? Now step your right foot forward and we'll all meet here. Just making sure that you've got that right foot nicely grounded. We're going to lean over towards the right. Breathe in. And breathe out as you come back up. And again, inhale, do a little bit of a lean to the right. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale, center. Now rotate towards the right. Breathe in. And breathe out. And it doesn't have to be a huge rotation. Inhale, rooting into your feet. Exhale. And again, breathing in, little twist. Exhale. Last one, breathing in. And exhale. Bring both hands all the way up towards the sky, breathing in. And then exhale to bring both hands down to the floor just on either side of your foot. Now take your left hand, rooting into the ground, right hand to right knee, and start to just guide yourself into a little bit of a rotation towards the right. And when you're ready, reach that arm all the way up. Let your hands extend from the center of your heart. Staying with your breath. And then releasing that hand all the way down. Come onto the tips of your fingers again and tuck the back toes under. Now, lift up that back knee and release it back down. Lift up the back knee and release it back down. So all the movements that we've done so far have kind of prepped us for coming into this space and this shape. One more time. Lift your knee up and we're going to stay here. You're going to place your left hand onto the floor again, right hand to right knee, and once again, guide yourself into that spiral. And if it's available to you, right hand reaches up. Stay with your breath. And then slowly releasing all the way down. Place both hands flat and step your right leg back. Coming into a plank position, holding it here. Once again, connecting into the stability, the strength. Let your knees hinge down. Release your feet back. Round your spine as you scoot backwards. Hold it here. Push up onto the tips of your fingers and 5 little pulses. One more. Slide your fingertips in towards your knees. Roll upright into a kneeling position and stay here just for a moment. Both arms, inhale, reach up. And exhale, open wide. And again, breathing in. And breathing out. Last one, inhale to reach all the way up. Interlock your fingers and exhale to place your hands behind your head. And once again, you find the connections. See if you can step the left foot forward now. Step it back. Right foot. Step it back. Keep alternating sides. Let's step the left foot forward and let's all meet here. Stay here for a moment. And now lean towards the left, breathing in. It's a side bend and exhale to come back up. Inhale, lean over. And exhale. 2 more. Last one. Hold it here. And now let's do a little rotation towards the left. Center. So again, you're letting your inhale and your exhale guide you. 2 more. One more. Come back to center, hold, reaching all the way up, breathing in, and then exhale and placing fingertips down. Just find your balance for a moment. Now, right hand onto the floor, left hand to left knee. Guide yourself into a little bit of a spiral, and now reach the left hand all the way up. Letting your arms extend from the center of your chest. Taking one more breath. And then exhale, release. Come again onto the tips of your fingers. Tuck your back toe. And now breathe out as you lift that knee. And release. So again, one of the reasons, lift the knee, that we're on the tips of our fingers is to make sure that we're really engaging the abdominals as much as possible, that we're moving from our center as opposed to just pushing with our hands. One more time, lift up and we stay here. Right hand grounds, left hand to left knee, guiding yourself once again into that spiral, and then if you can, if you choose, reaching that left hand up. Stay with your breath. And then releasing all the way down, rooting into your hands, Step your left leg all the way back so you come into a plank pose once again. Energy through your crown, energy through your heels. Let your knees release down, release your feet back, round your spine, moving your hips back. Stay here. Press up onto the tips of your fingers. And we do 5 little pulses. This time, press your hands down. Start to come forward. Get your shoulders above your wrists, and then lengthen your spine. I'm going to move back a little bit so I've got some space. We're going to bend elbows and come all the way down towards the floor. All the way down towards the floor. And then once again, overlap your hands, rest your head down, let your feet flop, do a little bit of a rocking action with your shoulders, and then just close your eyes. And let your breathing slow down gently. Feeling the rise and the fall of your body against the ground. Take a moment to notice how your body is feeling. And then on your next breath, blink your eyes open, stretching your legs long. Keep your right hand underneath your head, bend your left knee, and just see if you can hold onto your foot, your ankle. Maybe you need to loop something around your foot. And we're just going to stay here for a moment so you've got a little bit of a stretch down the front of the quadriceps. Do a little bit of a squeeze with your bum so that you're tipping your pubic bone towards the mat. Getting that extra opening down the front of the thigh. And now we're going to inhale to start pushing the left foot into the left hand. And as your leg comes up, just let your shoulder and your spine and your head lift a little bit too. And then releasing everything down on the breath out. We're going to inhale. Press your foot into your hand to lift up. And exhale, coming back down. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale. So the work is actually coming from your leg. It isn't your back that's working. Your back is simply being mobilized. The work comes from your leg and your hand is hanging on. Exhale, release. Stretch that leg out and let's move over to the other side. So bending the right leg, reach back, hold on, rest your head down. And we're just going to stay here for a moment. Guys, make sure that your kneecap feels okay. So remember, I've said this in the past, if you want to move your knee a little bit out towards the side, make any adjustments so that it actually feels good and works for you. And if this is a hectic stretch, you don't have to do the extension that we're about to go into. When you're ready, we inhale to push the foot into the hand and just allow your body to follow. And exhale, release down. And again, inhale, pressing foot into hand. And exhale, release. 2 more. Breathing in, inflating lungs. And release. 1 more time. Take the opportunity to notice how it feels on this right side. And release. Stretching that leg all the way out. Once again, overlapping hands, flopping your feet, closing your eyes, and just notice the opening and release down the front of your body. Gentle inhale and exhale. And bringing your legs into parallel, taking your hands underneath your shoulders. We're pressing up onto hands and knees. Firm your abs, firm the bum cheeks. And once again, just bringing your knees just underneath you. Lengthen your spine and going towards a little bit of extension. And again. Taking 2 more. This is the last one. This time, just come back to a neutral position and hold. Slide your right leg back, hold it there. Walk your left fingertips forward. You guys remember this from yesterday. And connect it. And then just see if you can pick up your arm and your leg. And bring it back down. And again, lift arm and leg. And bring it back down. 2 more. And release. 1 more time, lift up and hold it. Bend your right knee. Sweep your left hand around and see if you can hold onto your foot or your ankle. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. You can stay here if you wish, or you can inhale to do a little bit of a push with your foot into your hand, and a little exhale to release. And again, little inhale. Your leg is doing the work. Your hand is holding on, and your spine is simply following. Inhale. One more time, breathing in. Breathing out, simply release, bringing hand and knee underneath you, and pause in the center. Extending your left leg back, walking right fingertips forward, and on your breath, lift arm and leg. And release. And again. And release. 2 more. And release. 1 more time, lift up and hold. Bend your left knee, reach around, see if you can hold on, and if this is straining your back to reach around and hold on, then rather just loop something around or just do the movement without actually holding onto your foot. Inhale as you press up, and exhale, release. Inhale, press up, and exhale, release. 2 more. Last one. And release. Simply let go. Open your knees. Sit yourself back into a resting position. Do whatever feels good for your arms, hands. Make sure that your head is supported. Taking one more breath in. And then on your exhale, draw yourself all the way up. Once again, coming onto hands and knees. We're going to be transitioning to lying on our stomachs again. So extend one leg back, tuck your toes under. Extend the other leg back, tuck your toes under. Holding this plank position, your front support basic. Let your knees hinge down, release your feet back, and once again, you bend your elbows and ever so slowly release yourself all the way down. So stay here. You're going to slide your right hand forward and roll onto your right side. You can make a little cushion with your underneath hand if you need. Left fingertips nice and light on the ground. Chin up. Double check that you've got your placement. Legs are together. And on your breath out, lifting both your legs up, that shortening of the top obliques, and inhale to release. And again, exhale. Inhale, release. If there's any strain in your neck, turn the tip of your nose down, or you can use your right hand that's behind your head to almost give yourself a little bit of a neck massage. And exhale, lift. We're going to do two more. Last one. And release. Bend both your knees up as if you're going to sit in a chair. Cradle the back of your neck. Left arm forward. We're going to inhale to come into a single thoracic rotation. Exhale, allow your arm to go all the way back. Guys, remember that I don't force the knees to stay stacked. If you need to move your knees, then feel free to do so. I want you to really get that opening along that front left arm line. So this should already feel quite released for you after we did the ball rolling under the shoulders and the sternum. Stay for a few moments and breathe. And then on your next breath, bringing your arm all the way up, all the way to the front. And now I want you to bring your left knee up and step your foot. Hold onto your ankle, step your foot to the front and extend that bottom leg out. So you can hold onto that ankle just to give yourself a little bit of stability. If it feels better for you to let go, put your hand on your hip, then you can do that as well. Flex the right ankle. And on your breath out, you lift and lower. So focusing on the adductors. Make any adjustments to your head and neck if you need. We've got 3 more. Two more. Last one. And release. It doesn't matter if you roll off your mat. Continue rolling onto your back, bending the right leg. So you've got your left ankle over and lift your leg up. Bring yourself into a little bit of a gluteal release. I'm half on my mat and half off. Doesn't matter unless it's hurting you. And just stay here for a moment so you start to get that release into the left deep hip and gluteal. Taking one more breath in and out. And then exhale, release your right leg down, straighten your leg out. You're going to reverse it. You're going to extend that leg long and roll onto your stomach. And we're going to do the other side. So I'm going to move a little bit away, otherwise you won't be able to see what I'm doing. Stretch the left arm overhead, rolling onto your left side, cradling your head, right fingertips nice and light on the ground, and then just take your time to find your starting position. When you're ready, legs together, exhale and lift. Obliques connecting. Four more. And guys, you'll notice that over the last few sessions, I've been moving quite slowly. And in a lot of ways, that's actually what can make these exercises a bit more challenging. Sometimes, if we pick up the pace too much, there's just too much momentum involved. Exhale, lift, last one. And release. Bend your knees up, sitting in a chair. Cradle your head, right hand reaches forward. And we inhale to lift up, coming into a single thoracic rotation. And just let your body settle. Ideally getting a release and a stretch through the front of the chest and the arm on that right side. You might feel it somewhere else, and that just kind of highlights for you where those tight areas are. Take another breath in, and then exhale, lift your arm, coming all the way back to the front. Taking your right hand, lift your knee up, holding onto the right foot as you step your foot in front and stretch your left leg out underneath you. Flexing your right foot, make sure that you've got some core connection, and breathe out as you lift and lower. Focusing on those left inner thighs. Energy through your crown. Keep flexing your ankle and pushing out through the heel of your foot. Last two. Release it down, rolling onto your back. Bend your left knee. You're going to have that right ankle over the knee now. Lifting your leg up, bring yourself into a little bit of a gluteal stretch. And just pausing there for a moment. Taking one more breath in and out. Release. Rolling onto your left side. Extending both legs out. Rolling onto your stomach. And once again, center yourself. Overlap your hands. Rest your head. Rock your pelvis from side to side. And then just allowing your body to settle. And just as we move into the last few minutes of today's class, just noticing how your body is feeling, noticing all the spirals, the twists, the extension, and the releases that we've done. So we can bring it into the last few minutes as we move into a gentle flow. And as you're ready, blink your eyes open, extend your legs long, hands come underneath your shoulders, pressing up onto hands and knees, Tuck your toes under and then press yourself up and back and coming into a little bit of a downward facing dog, walking on the spot, getting that little release through the calf muscles for a moment. And then pressing both heels all the way down. Soften into your neck, connecting into your thumb, rolling the tops of your shoulders back. Energy up through your tail as you reach your heels towards the ground. Staying here for just 3 breaths in and out. And on your next breath, bring your body forward and coming into a plank position. Make any adjustments that you need. Let your knees hinge down. Release your feet back. Round your spine like a cat as you push away from your hands. You don't have to let your hands move. Stay here. Round your spine as you come forward again. But this time we're not going to stop. You're going to press your pelvis forward, squeeze your bum, lift your chest, lift your eye line, and just coming into an extension of the spine here, using your abdominals to support. Tuck your tail, tuck your chin, scoop into the abdominals, toes under, and once again, coming into your downward facing dog. Walking on the spot, making any adjustments that you need, sending both heels all the way down, rooting into your thumb, energy up through your crown, and just allowing yourself to breathe for a moment. And once again, come forward into a straight line of your body. There is your plank. Let your knees hinge down. Release your feet. Sit back, pushing away from your hand. Stay here for a moment as you open up along the side body. And then round your spine and coming all the way forward. Push your pelvis through, squeezing gluteals, lifting heart, lifting eye line, pressing out of your hands. There is no compression or collapsing in the spine. Tuck your chin, tuck your tail, scoop back, toes under, lifting hips up, sending it all the way back as you once again bring yourself into your downward facing dog. Sending both heels towards the ground, roll your shoulders back, and create as much space for yourself as you can. Coming into our last round, come forward into a plank. Hold it here. Knees release down. Release your feet back. Round your spine. Press back. Round your spine and come forward. Press forward through the pelvis. Lift up through your heart, lift your gaze. Now listen to me. Tighten up your bum cheeks and start to bend your elbows as you lower your pelvis, your belly, your chest all the way to the ground. Overlap one hand on top of the other. Flop your feet. And once again, settling into that resting position, lying on your belly. Allow your eyes to close. Let your breathing slow down. And as we come into the last few moments of today's class, bringing your awareness with your breathing to the back of your body. Take a moment to feel the areas that have released, that you've woken up. And on your next breath, allowing your eyes to blink open, stretch your legs straight. Hands come underneath your shoulders as you press all the way up onto your knees, bringing knees underneath you. Sit up, shake out your hands. Fantastic job, you guys. Then you just come and do a quick check-in.